Hi, Amy. I thought we're probably not going to find any time to do this in person, so I thought I'll just record my thoughts and you can listen to it, and when we have some time we can discuss it further if you wish. So I had a look at the website, and I think overall it's quite impressive. It's good. I like it's clean, easy on the eye. It's everything has space around it. It's not too overwhelming, and it's quite simple. It's hard to get lost. From now on, I'll criticize because that's what I do for a living. But generally, I think it is in good shape. It looks good. So as I go in, I'm a little bit confused, I guess, because the proposition is very simple. What the service that you offer is very simple. You're matching two groups: charities on one side, professionals that want to volunteer on the other side. And that is simple to understand, but the messaging on the page doesn't reflect that very well. So, and I will go to that a bit further. In terms of navigation, I think there has been an improvement, because if I look up here, there's current opportunities link, find talent. If I remember right, it was solutions a while ago, and that wasn't clear. Lead the change, I'm not quite sure what it is. Testimonials, everybody understand it, and actually I would put it in a much bigger, or give it a lot more space, or make it more prominent. And I think in terms of navigation, you have to put out the two options for people very clearly, because if you're a charity, you want one thing. If you're a volunteer, you would want another, and it's not clear from the page what they have to do. The call to action here is quite what's the word I'm looking for? It's prominent. You can see it, but what happens when you do that is not clear, and that creates frustration, or maybe a misunderstanding with the user, with someone who comes to the website, and then they won't do it. You want to state your proposal as simply and as clearly as possible. So for volunteer, it would be find a charity to volunteer with here. And for a charity, it might be find your professional helper, volunteer, whatever. But when you put them all together, it's not clear. You have about 10-20 seconds to get people's attention, or to keep their attention and guide them to the point of action. So also, another thing to think about is what is the benefit that they're getting from it. So for charities, you're going to save money. For volunteers, you get satisfactions, you get your coupons. Another comment on the elements on the front page, this carousel at the top, it doesn't drive people for action, I think, very much. So lead the change launch, I don't know what lead the change is. I don't care about the promotion. As a user, I wanted to find a charity or to get a helper. So let's go back to that, lead the change. Again, that is not a clear message to me. Maybe I'm not giving it enough attention. I'm not from the field of charities, but then most of your audience won't have the time and attention to spare. Make the biggest difference. Again, who are you aiming to, the charities or the volunteers? So you write, register to receive skilled volunteer project matched to your skills. I find it a bit confusing myself. I think sort of that's the first impression that I had. Another thing, the browser size. So what people see when they come to the page. This is a tool that Google provides. It's called browser size at googleapps.com, and it shows you what percent of the people see your page. So I'm just resizing so it's sort of fits with the screen of because your size is adjusted the screen. You see 95% of the people will see the big nice hero shot. 90% of the people will see the register now, and that's a good percentage, but as you go down, so the latest projects, only 70% of the people will see, and you go down here, you might be losing some valuable screen real estate when you can fill it with things you want them to do or think or act upon. I think one of the biggest elements in a success of a small quality organization that can splash money on brands is social validation and testimonials. So sort of a viral effect with social media networks, and you've got your Facebook social login. However, you can make it more prominent. The testimonial area, it's tucked away, and it's not very enticing, I think, in a way, because, pardon me, when you get to the page, you've got your names of companies, and they're good names, but if you had a small excerpt of what they're saying, it will maybe entice people more to see what they are. It's good that you have those quotes, that's brilliant, but actually I would promote it to the homepage in some way. Maybe have a rolling feed of those comments. I think sort of that's these were my first thoughts and impressions. An interesting exercise would be to look at the Google Analytics and see. Sorry, I was just doing. Yeah, you've got the Google Analytics account, so. An interesting thing would be to go into the Google Analytics, see how it's set up and what we can learn from it. But let's look. Have a good day and good weekend.